Hello guys, recently I just came to know about a podcast from Beer Bicep on issue of Tibet where Ranveer invites Mary Lee or Yuchen Lee and she talks about Indo-China relationship and also Tibet is mentioned there. In contrast to that, I saw a video on that and it was from some Tibetan girl and she was very much critical of Ranveer and she was even criticizing why he invited such kind of person who has propagated Chinese agenda in his podcast, and so many people were actually buying that kind of thing, and no one was talking about Tibet issue and no one was supporting the Tibetan cause. Here I will not criticize Ranveer because he was very good at his point and he has in fact provided a platform where people of China and India will mutually engage in dialogue and discussions, and slowly even she opened up, she explained about her life, her challenges in China and how people in China see India. She has explained all of that and we need to do that. And for that Tibetan girl, let me first be very frank for you. Look, you are not fighting your cause. You are just crying, weeping, yelling everyone to support Tibet. Why we shall support Tibet? Why anyone shall support Tibet? My question from you, why we shall support you? You are not fighting your war. So many people, refugees during 1950s came with Dalai Lama in India and their ancestors, all of them, where are they? No one actually want to continue with your Tibetan so-called cause. All of their descendants from those refugees, they all already migrated to Tibet and they are living a life of luxury. Chinese government is giving them every single basic necessities and freedom to which they can sustain their life and have a better life, meaningful life. They are living in there. They have all the independence that a person require. They have all the basic amenities and necessities they can have, and they have all the level of freedom at individual level. They can do that. Yes, politically it is controlled by China, but still you must not forget that is autonomous region of China. Tibet is autonomous region of China, and even Indian government has accepted that. And you may be critical that why Indian government accepted that Tibet is part of China. Then let me tell you that your Dalai Lama, so-called religious leader or Dharma Guru, he never accepted Tibet as free country. On multiple occasions, Dalai Lama himself called Tibet as part of China. So what's the reason Indian government involved in such kind of mess? When you already are not aware about that, you already are not supporting that Tibetan cause, and your so-called parliament in Dharmsala that is dysfunctional, have no utility now. Yes, you vote democratically, but how many people engaged in that? No one, barely few thousand people, and that parliament does not impact huge majority of Tibetans living abroad in different countries. So my question from you, girl, why you want to engage India in all that mess? India already have faced so much Chinese aggression due to you guys in Tibet. You were the one who never accepted India's presence in Tibet. It was the Tibetan people who expelled Indian forces from Tibet in Lhasa. That time in 1950s, I guess. That time India has mission in Tibet, in Lhasa, and Tibetan people were the one who forced Indian government to back up their troops from that area. And you were the one who allowed Chinese to come and invade you. And now you showing crocodilian tears in front of whole of the globe. Yes, we want to support you, but you don't want to get supported. It's obvious. You are engaged in the luxury of China. You are taking every resources from China that is helpful to you guys, and you are playing victim in front of the world. I will just ask you, Tibet is a already dead issue. Tibet is no more discussed anywhere. Yes, recently US government has passed some bill, but that also didn't got presidential assent, and now Trump administration is also not very much supportive of this dead Tibetan cause when you guys yourself are not ready to fight your war. Tibet is not just a isolated piece of land, it's a huge landmass. Huge landmass that is surrounded by glaciers, mountains, and even plains, and the terrain is so difficult. In fact, any country in such area invaded by other country can have a lot many proxy groups. They will have a lot many militia groups engaged in those part of lands, and they can easily expel any large power. But you guys are not. You are just passive people. You don't want to fight your war. You just want to engage, cry, and weep. All you are just doing a lot of propaganda here in India, and that is why India-China relationship is possibly strained for so long. My question from you guys are simple. You start your fight, we are with you, but we will not lead your fight. And when you cry that Tibetan peoples are the one defending Indian border, you are factually wrong. The utility of that Tibetan forces in India is nothing. That's nothing compared to huge Indian army and huge paramilitary forces present in India. And in fact, Indo-Tibetan border police that is comprises of some of the Tibetan people. Nothing happens when they are not working in India. It will always function like that. So from Indian side, they have always supported Tibetan cause, but your Dalai Lama, he is busy in licking child's tongue. He already done that on camera. He licked a child's tongue, and what kind of impression that sends to whole of the globe, that a religious preacher is licking child's tongue. Maybe you can claim that he was doing as per the tradition, but that was not something very appreciable. No one will appreciate that. When your religious leader don't have a bold impression of his own, he speaks like a 5-year-old baby. He don't know what he is saying. He even rejected Tibetan independence cause. And here you people, if you don't want to fight, then accept what China is giving you. China has given a lot many things that if you were in independence, you will never achieve that. You have all the basic amenity, even modern amenities, all of things that China is providing to you is way much forward than existing the technology that is having in other third world countries. You have 5G facilities there in Tibet. You have all the social media there working there. Yes, under Chinese control, but they have given you freedom to express your feelings and thought via social media. You have print media. Yes, they are like regulating some kind of ancient Tibetan scripture, religious scriptures, or religious text, or even Tibetan script. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong? People are at least alive. They are eating. They are having their independent life. Isn't that sufficient for you? So at last, I will just say that if you want truly your Tibet land to be free, then first have awareness in Tibet. At least your people must raise voice for Tibet. But right now in China, no one does that. No one even acknowledge who Dalai Lama is. Honestly, no one knows. Young generation don't know who Dalai Lama is and what his significance is there. So I guess Tibet issue already dead, and Indian government has kept this Tibet issue alive for decades, 4 decades, a long decade. In just possibly they thought that it will benefit geopolitically in some time in future, but it didn't happen so, because you guys are already passive citizen of Tibet, and you yourself acknowledge that Tibet is a forbidden city, and so let it be forbidden. Let no one discuss that issue anymore. And this is for today, guys. Bye. Thank you. Goodbye.